Time now for First Alert Weather with meteorologist Rob Nucatola.
So I call these days upside down days because we start with the warmer temperatures as we go into the day when usually things get warmer. Day like today, they start going the other way. And I think by the middle of the afternoon, those temperatures are going to start falling through the 50s. And then when the sun goes down, it's going to get cool in a hurry. And then tomorrow morning, we're going to wake up and see some temperatures in spots that start in the 20s. And even in the areas that stay in the low 30s, that breeze is going to make it feel like it's back in the 20s. So we're going to have cold, we're going to have windy and cold. It's going to feel like winter out there tomorrow. For today, it's still kind of warm out there. We're in the 60s in a lot of spots to get started, but we've got a little bit of rain coming down in a few areas. I say a little bit because this is just some of the stuff that's way out ahead of the main batch. That's still a couple hours away off to the west, and maybe you'll hear some of it where you are coming down. We had some at the station just a little while ago. That's lifting from south and west to north and east across I-10 in Leon County. I see some in Gadsden County with a few breaks there, a little bit more up towards Fort Braden. Parts of Wakulla County, we're getting a little wet. Same in Franklin County. But this is just some of the lighter rain ahead of that main batch that's still way off to the west. That'll be moving east through the morning and should get through the area maybe by lunchtime. And then we start to clear up in the afternoon, turn those winds around, and that's when we start to bring in that cooler air. We're at 66 degrees this morning in Tallahassee, warm. We're at 60 in Valdosta, really warm. These could be daytime highs. As a matter of fact, the next 3 or 4 days, we're not going to get daytime highs anywhere near that warm. There's a pretty good breeze from the south helping to bring in that warm, humid, unstable air. So when that boundary gets here, it's going to have plenty to work with. I still see the 54 in Live Oak. I see that 52 up in Homerville. But it's 64 in Bainbridge and in Quincy. Apalachicola is at 68 this morning. So we got a lot of warm across the board for a morning in January. That is going to change big time when those winds start to shift. For the most part right now, that wind is from the south and it's absolutely noticeable. Later on today, it'll be from the northwest and it will be absolutely noticeable. I don't expect there to be big fog concerns, a little reduced visibility around Apalachicola. We've had some rain, and I don't think fog is going to be an issue the next couple of mornings, but frost and freezes will be the issue the next couple of mornings. Here comes that next boundary, the leading edge of much cooler and much drier air. That's what will force the showers out of those clouds. It's going to be way too warm around here to talk about anything other than rain chances. By 9, 10, 11 o'clock, those showers are marching across the area. And there can be a couple of thunderstorms in there. There still can be at least a threat of some stronger thunderstorms. We get to lunchtime and in the early afternoon, it all clears. The winds twist. Here comes that cooler and drier air, and that's why it's going to feel so different out there tomorrow. I think it's still going to be pretty breezy tonight and early tomorrow. So it's not just going to be cold, but cold and a little windy. It's going to make it feel several degrees colder than it is. Now, the SPC still has most of our area in that marginal risk for a few dangerous thunderstorms. At the marginal risk level, it means it's not really expected. The chances are still pretty low, but they're not zero. So we've got our eyes peeled. We'll have updates for you throughout the morning as we watch that line of showers make its way from west to east across our area. Behind it, higher pressure takes over. That's where the cold, dry air is, and it is really cold and winter-like across the middle of the country. Maybe you saw some of the pictures or some of the video from parts of the country yesterday with all the snow coming down. Now, all that is well to our north, but the cooler air starts to arrive. We dry out, so there's not going to be any precipitation left when the cold air gets here. But I think our story for these next 2 or 3 or 4 days is going to be a real stark reminder that it's now early January and we can get awfully cold around here, and I think that we're going to. On the Gulf today, small crafts need to be advised. Those winds shift from southwest early to northwest later, maybe up to 20 or 25 knots. Seas, they may be as high as 6, 7, or 8 feet, and it's going to be rough in the protected waters. This morning is when we have our best chances to get wet. Most of it should be done by lunchtime. 50s and 60s with lots of clouds, and then when the showers and storms do their thing, we'll be on the lookout for any kind of thunderstorms or any kind of bigger or more dangerous storms. This afternoon, those 60s become 50s. Eventually, the 50s become 40s, clearing, breezy, cooler. You'll notice that wind chill even later on this afternoon and this evening. And then tonight, those temperatures continue to fall. Now, I don't think everybody gets back into the upper 20s, but I think everyone's going to feel like they're in the 20s. One of the things you need for the temperatures to really bottom out is you need those clear skies, but you also need those calm winds. I don't think we're going to have calm winds, so we're not talking really, really low air temperatures, but we're going to have those wind chill temperatures that make it feel like it's in the middle 20s or even lower in spots tomorrow. So tomorrow is for sure going to be a bundle up kind of day. And then the next couple of days, when those winds finally do start to relax, we're going to have even colder starts. It feels like Wednesday morning going to be the coldest one around here. These next 2 or 3 nights, you're going to want to protect those plants for sure. And don't forget about the pets. It's going to be that kind of cold, I think, each of the next couple of nights. I hope that tomorrow afternoon we get back to 50 for a high. We may not. Plus, if it's breezy, and it likely still will be for a while tomorrow, then all of a sudden it's going to feel like it's in the 40s all day. So we're talking cold all day tomorrow. As we get to Wednesday and Thursday, now I think we start to get those temperatures moving at least a little bit in the right direction. There'll be another chance for some showers come Friday. We'll talk more about that later this week. But for the time being, showers and storms this morning, then much colder air taking over.